My next guest is an American Muslim doctor. She says Congresswoman Omar is an embarrassment and a disgrace to the Muslim community. Joining me now is Dr. Kanta Achmed, a member of the Council on Foreign Relations and a counselor at the USC Shoah Foundation. Doctor, you also say that Omar is not the victim she portrays herself to be. Great to have you on. Why is that?
It's just diabolical that she commits yet another violence against the families of survivors of 9/11 and the families of victims of 9/11. Foremost, I'm a physician who takes care of people that have survived or had diseases complicated by the World Trade Center attacks. That was devastating remarks that I actually heard while I was in Africa, in Rwanda, commemorating a genocide there. She is depicting in this diminishment what I would describe as a profound denial of 9/11. And as you know, I work a lot with anti-Semitism, and it reminds me of the mentality of Holocaust deniers, or, as we've seen in Rwanda, there are some who would deny the genocide there too. So this denial raises in me a couple of questions. Does she really think 9/11 was not an Islamist, jihadist attack which came from within the Muslim fold? The Quran tells us, Islam tells us, we must be strict in observing justice, even if it means bearing witness against ourselves, against our kith and our kin. And it also tells us we have to do that with impartiality. We cannot be biased if we have certain prejudices. She harbors prejudices. She diminished the worst attack on this country since Pearl Harbor, and she does an assault on my patients and all families who are grieving for their survivors. It's despicable. Worse is that opponents, whether in her party or not, are shielding her from the kind of searing criticism she deserves.
Well, Dr. Achmed, we're going to have an entire hour on just this conversation of Islam in the world today, especially its role in America. And this conversation should focus on the facts. You just laid out a whole bunch of them. We really appreciate your being with us tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Laura. And if I can just say, this observation of denying 9/11 was made to me when we discussed this in Rwanda with Muslims, with African Muslims.
We're going to keep this conversation going, but we appreciate your joining us.
President Trump is doubling down on his criticisms of 4 Democratic congresswomen while defending attendees of his rally who chanted, "Send her back." ABC's White House correspondent Tara Palmieri live with more. Good morning to you this morning, Tara.
Good morning, Eva. The president seems to want it both ways. Just this morning, he tweeted about the controversy again, saying that he didn't lead the crowd on into this racist chant. He said that he wasn't happy with the chant either, but then goes on to call his supporters patriots and said they did it because they love the USA.
This morning, a defiant President Trump.
You can't talk that way about our country. Not when I'm the president.
Walking back his disapproval of these racist chants. Directed at 4 minority congresswomen, instead defending his supporters.
Those are incredible people. Those are incredible patriots.
And doubling down with another attack against Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar.
But I'm unhappy when a congresswoman goes and said, I'm going to be the president's nightmare. She's lucky to be where she is.
We are going to continue to be a nightmare to this president because his policies are a nightmare to us.
This reversal comes just one day after the president told reporters that he felt uncomfortable with the uproar at that rally in North Carolina, where attendees echoed these earlier tweets from nearly a week ago. After telling Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Rashida Tlaib, Ayanna Pressley, and Ilhan Omar to, quote, go back to the countries they came from, the president has railed against the 4 congresswomen for days.
They hate our country. They can leave, they can stay, but they should love our country.
All 4 lawmakers are American citizens. 3 were born in the U.S., and Omar was born in Somalia. And while the president does not appear to be backing down, another voice has joined the public outrage. Former First Lady Michelle Obama, who had this to say. What truly makes our country great is its diversity. We must remember it's not my America or your America. It's our America.
This latest firestorm might be a sign of what's to come in 2020. The president embracing a campaign based on racial divisions and identity politics. It's not unlike how he started his first campaign by calling Mexicans rapists. Dan.
Tara Palmieri in New Jersey, thank you. A lot to talk about here this morning, so let's bring in ABC News chief political analyst Matthew Dowd, who joins us from Texas. Matthew, what's your take on this flurry of comments from President Trump about the send her back chant? Is he walking back his walk back from Thursday, or do his new comments in any way nullify his apparent disavowal from Thursday?
Well, to paraphrase John Kerry, he was for it before he was against it before he was for it again. I think all of us know Donald Trump. We've known him since he came down the escalator when he called Mexicans rapists. I don't think Donald Trump can walk away from it, not only because of his constituency, but because of who Donald Trump is. This is who Donald Trump is. I think we have to be clear about that. But I think Donald Trump tried to get credit for a walk back. But again, within 24 hours, he was right back in the middle of it.
So Tara Palmieri was just saying just a few moments ago from New Jersey, where the president is spending the weekend, that she thinks this is the way he's going to campaign in 2020. So I'm just wondering, from the standpoint of a cold, clinical, political calculation, do racially charged comments help or hurt the president with the voters in the key states that he needs to win in 2020?
Well, I think the president just does these things. It's guttural. I don't think he has some grand political strategy. But I think when the president, ever since he took office, has not made one step to expand his constituency. And every day he goes without expanding his constituency, when he started with 46 and he's dropped, is a bad day for the president. I think it helps consolidate his base, but it doesn't do anything to expand his constituency to get to a point where he can again take Michigan, again take Pennsylvania, he can again take Wisconsin. He has a solid base and he continues to solidify that, but it's a smaller and smaller base. And one thing I'll point out on this day of the lunar landing, Dan, is that the Democrats have to not go small and divisive. They have to go big, just like the landing. For thousands of years, men and women, looked at the moon in awe and curiosity, and then from being unified to the common good to working diligently, we were able to set a man on the moon 50 years ago today. So Democrats need to go big just like that and not be small and divisive, as the president seems to have a strategy of.
More Democratic presidential debates coming up very soon. Matthew Dowd, we really appreciate your analysis as always. Thank you, sir, and have a great day.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.